Hello, everybody. This is Gary here, and I'm. It's time to do the drawing for our first anniversary, which is today. Today is the first birthday of our Facebook movie page, Movie Magic Mesmerize Me, and had a lot of really good entries from pretty much the cream of the crop among the members. So, I wish everybody could win. The good thing about the contests, and there's also bad things about the contest. The good things about the contest is I think they're a good way to, well, bring attention to the group, obviously, but also to spur discussion and to make people think about um, the films that they love and why they love them, why they make the choices that they do. And it was really interesting to see all the choices that people made. And of course, the bad thing is, even though we have an expanded winners base, there's going to be several winners. You hate to turn anybody away. I really wish I had something to give to everybody who entered. You're all fantastic, and I thank all the members of Movie Magic Mesmerize Me, uh, who are active on the page, who post a lot, who share a lot, post videos, post pictures, are frequent commenters. I need all the help I can get with the page, and so I really appreciate it. Ideally, um, what I would really love is if the page was active enough and enthusiastic enough to go on without me, or if maybe I just sort of dropped in here and there. I don't know if it's that strong yet, but I do enjoy doing it a lot, and I really would just like to thank everybody for being a member of the group, and for everyone who's not a member, if you have a Facebook account, if you will just go, if you'll just type in Movie Magic Mesmerize Me on Facebook, you have to request to join. But if you're not an obvious spammer, there's no problem with that. And if you can request that your friends join, I ask that you don't draft people into the group who might not be interested, but by all means, invite your Facebook family and friends who might be interested in talking and sharing news on movies. And the question that I posed was a rather fanciful one. Uh, all's the better. And it was if you could only pick uh, one director to watch, and you could only watch their films for the rest of your life, what single director would it be? I think it's quite a question. Really makes you think. And we're going to have four winners. I'm going to draw four names who are going to win. And this is a drawing, I'm not going to try to distinguish from one post from another. We had some really great posts and some really thoughtful comments, but I think the best way to do it, and the fairest way, is a drawing. Four people are going to win a copy of Quentin Tarantino's movie Django Unchained. And just to make the number one winner a little bit more special, the first name that I draw out of the hat, actually, it's a bowl, it's the plastic bowl, um, is going to win the Blu-ray, DVD, digital copy, ultraviolet edition of Django Unchained, with all the bells and whistles, extras, downloads for streaming, everything. And the other four will win the regular DVD copy, which is, still an excellent movie. It's got numerous extras. I think you'll be very, very happy with that. So, four people will win the DVD of Django Unchained, with number one winning the special edition. And the bonus question, we do have a winner for the bonus question, which I'll talk about briefly. Bonus question was just for fun, for the members to guess who I would pick, and as my favorite director that I would watch. And this took actually a little bit more doing than I thought it would. I offered up, I think it was 5 separate clues each week, along with showing the video about the contest. And I think my first clue was that my director was male, some clue. Second clue was that my director never made an English speaking film, so that would toss it out of America. My third clue was that my director died at what today we would call a relatively early age. Not young, not middle aged, but not old. And I really thought that that third clue would kind of do it, but it didn't. I think when he passed away 50 years ago, maybe the early 60s weren't considered that young. I think now if someone passed away in the early 60s, that would be kind of considered early. I would think so. I would hope so. And the fourth clue was that, and I really thought this would nail it, was that my director was Japanese. We did have a couple of guesses of great directors, Ms. Kurosawa, and someone also guessed Mizoguchi. Those are directors that, trust me, that I love a lot, and I've got lots of their films here, a lot of movies that they did you've probably never heard of, or some of you haven't heard of. And we did with the fifth clue, which was that this director's Tokyo trilogy is consistently on Sight and Sound magazine's once a decade list of greatest movies ever. Late spring, early summer, Tokyo Story, considered as a masterpiece. Yasuhiro Ozu. And I would pick Ozu because, uh, for one thing, he's absolutely one of my favorite directors of all time. If I have five favorites, he is there. He's certainly one of my top three or top five favorite directors of all time. There's quite a few Ozu films to watch, so you will have something, that's something to consider as well. And also, I just think that he's just one of the world's great, most lovely, elegant, moving filmmakers. If you have not watched the three films that make up the Tokyo trilogy, Late Spring, Early Summer, and Tokyo Story, by all means, do yourself a favor and get those movies. Yasuhiro Ozu, last name is Ozu. Google him, look him up. Some of his films may be on YouTube. You may be able to watch. If you can watch movies on computers, I rarely can, but by all means, that was my pick. And the winner of it was Todd Barcelo, my Facebook friend Todd Barcelo, editor extraordinaire. And Todd wins Roger Ebert's Volume 1 of the Great Movies. And this is just really a fantastic book for the. Some of you have this book, and I really love this book. Of course, we lost Roger Ebert earlier this year, and the outpouring of affection and note upon his passing was quite stunning, I thought, for a movie critic in particular. But of course, he was one of the greats. And Todd, I got your address in North Carolina. I will be sending and I'll be sending all of the book and the DVDs out the same day, probably later this week. I go to the post office about once a week, and I'll mail everything en masse then. So, with that said, what I'm going to do is quickly, for a group of 14, roughly 1,400 and a half members, I think we had about 2.5 dozen entries, and I'm just going to try to quickly run through these names, and as I put them in here, and I tried to make all of these entries the same, and they're all the same width and length and all this, just a little strip of paper. We have Terry Gale, whose choice was Hitchcock. Hitchcock was was the director that most people picked. No big surprise there, and certainly, that's understandable. Jessica Lily Sanchez picked Capra, Frank Capra, one of the greats, of course. Joanne Boothby surprised me a little bit. She picked Tim Burton, who is certainly a wonderful director, but I would have thought that she would have picked Tom Laughlin. So that was a little bit of a surprise. Good luck to you. And Gio Wisner picked Hitchcock as well, probably because of Psycho, I'm guessing primarily. So good luck to you, Gio. Even though Joan Crawford wasn't in Psycho. And David Anderson picked a wonderful George Cukor, one of the great Hollywood directors. I'm so glad that somebody picked him. Good choice, David. Good luck to you. Your name's in the hat, in the bowl. Peter Stannard III picked Kevin Smith. I think he's the only person who picked Kevin Smith. It's nice to see Kevin Smith included in the bunch. Uh, Scott Neil Laster, one of our really terrific M4 members, picked the great Orson Welles. And if you don't know Scott, you might want to just kind of be careful or something. But anyway, good luck to you, Scott. And thanks for being such a vital part of our group. April Sokol picked Tarantino, the director of choice. Good luck to you, April. He's one of my favorite contemporary directors as well. Cecilia Freeman Hatfield picked Ong Lee. One of the great contemporary directors. And Ong Lee, I think about 2 or 3 people chose him. So, really, really great choice. Really terrific film artist. Aria Acosta Alaya picked my beloved Wes Anderson. Aria, I'm so rooting for you, sweetheart. I wish I could just pluck your name out of the bowl. We got to do the contest fair and square. Aria's one of the loveliest people that there is in the whole world. Beautiful woman inside and out. Good luck to you, sweetheart. And Linda Marchand Burens, I believe, I hope I pronounced it correctly, picked Peter Jackson of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Robert Rodier, one of our members since, I think, almost day one. Robert picked the wonderful Billy Wilder, who's, again, one of the great directors, and that's perfectly understandable and wonderful choice. Linda Norton Dillashaw picked Martin Scorsese. I think, if I'm not, we'll find out here, but I think she was the only person who picked Scorsese. Maybe there was one other one. And so it was really kind of interesting to see that. And Linda is a very active member in the group as well, so glad to see your choice. Serena Pettit picked Joe Wright, which was interesting. I think that was the only vote for Joe Wright, who's, of course, really, good and interesting director who does fascinating work. No one picked David Lynch. No one picked, who else was it I was thinking? I was a little bit surprised. I mean, there were great directors left out, of course, but I was kind of surprised at a few people who weren't picked. David Wasserman picked Hitchcock, another pick for Hitchcock. If I'm not mistaken, David was the very first person who entered into the contest. Announced the contest maybe a little bit early. It was about 5 or 6 weeks ago, and I think David had his entry in there like that within a half an hour or something. So good luck to you, David. Todd Barcelo, who won the Ebert book, also picks Hitchcock. Todd could certainly win a copy of the DVD as well. I would send it off with the book if you do. Good luck to you. Roger Christensen made an interesting choice in George Marshall. A lot of you may not be familiar with George Marshall, but he was really a fine director. And Roger did a really good video that he posted, I believe it was yesterday or just the day before yesterday, talking. I really would recommend that you watch the video because it's very well done. And he talks about why he picked Marshall, and I really appreciate the effort that you put into that video, and thank you for being such a great member of our group. Justin Moga picked Spielberg. I don't think I've ever heard of him before. What movies did he direct? It's kind of ringing a little bit of a bell, but good luck to you, Justin. And this has to be my our Movie Magic Mesmerize Me member with my favorite name. And I believe that he just became a member very recently. And I'm going to mispronounce this, but this is like one of the most sing-song musical names ever. Fabrizio, it may be Barasone, or maybe, I hope it's Barasoni. Fabrizio Barasoni. Last name is Barisone, picked Alan Parker. And I was very happy to see someone pick Alan Parker, who's a very fine director we haven't heard a lot of. Uh, you know, people don't talk about him very much in recent years, but I adore Shoot the Moon. It's a really fine movie that doesn't get enough attention. Lovely Evelyn Brandt, who's one of our frequent commenters, picked Ong Lee. Another vote for Ong Lee, who I think got three or four, I think after, if I'm not mistaken, after Hitch, Ong Lee got more votes than anybody else. And, oh, let's see. Brian Glenn, who's always a lot of fun, picked Kurosawa. And I believe also uh, guessed that my pick would be Kurosawa. Kurosawa is, of course, one of the world's great directors and way up there for me. But, for me, as Japanese directors go, Ozu would just inch him out just a little bit. Lovely Sharon Walker picked Hitchcock, one of the numerous people who chose Hitchcock. Great choice, Sharon. Good luck to you. Let's see. Marion Torres. Here's somebody else who picked Spielberg. And I'm just kind of like, I think I've got to, when this is over, I've got to Google this Spielberg person. I'm not quite sure who that is. Ha ha ha. Okay. Deranged just made her entry, I think, like a day or two ago, and picked Zhang Yimou. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his name correctly. The great director who did Farewell, My Concubine. Is that right? I believe so. I'm blanking out all of a sudden. You know, don't get middle-aged, guys. We'll do, but don't lose it or anything. Let's see. Mela Renard picked John Huston again. Probably one of my top um, five favorites, and Mela is one of our active members on the M4 page, and I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct. There's like an accent over the E, which it's either a grav or an argu, and I can't remember if the accent goes toward the right. I believe and it's pronounced like an A. I think that's the grav. If it goes toward the left, that makes the E sound, and I think it's called the argu, but I may have them transposed, of course. So Judith Bransness Walford picked another person who picked Wes Anderson. Good luck to you, Judith. Wes Anderson is absolutely one of my favorite contemporary directors, and I've talked several times before about um, coming late to Anderson, but when I, finally fell in love with his work after Fantastic Mr. Fox, I fell hard. I really love him and his works. Jen Leung picked Baz Luhrmann. It's an interesting choice. I think that was the only pick for Luhrmann, who is, of course, a fascinating contemporary director. Good luck to you. Gail Tyso picked the Coen brothers. I believe, Gail, you were the only one who picked the Coen brothers, and really great choice. Really, really great filmmakers. Let's see, Jean-Michel Lecour, I believe, picked John Ford. Gail had to remind me about Jean-Michel's entry. I think it was John Ford. Um, doesn't really matter if happen to get the director wrong. Your name is still in the hat, So that's what matters. That we make sure that we got everybody. And finally, last but not least, a late entry was not late, past the deadline, but just a day or two ago. Sarah Battersby LeBaron picked Norman Jewison, the wonderful Norman Jewison, who kind of a neglected director, did some really great work in the late 60s and the 70s. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was Jewison who directed Next Stop Greenwich Village, which is one of my favorite films from the 70s. starring Shelley Winters, and Christopher Walken is in it. It's one of those little movies that don't get talked about a lot, but is really good and certainly worth watching. And uh, good choice. Okay, so now I have um, the I'll go ahead and pick the names. And good luck to everybody. And again, I much appreciate everybody who, uh, who's a member of our group. And thanks to everybody for their entries into the contest. And I wish I could send all of you a movie. And let's see who we're going to pick first. Okay. Okay, first is Linda Norton Dillashaw, Scorsese. I think the only person who picked Scorsese. Congratulations to you, Linda. And all of you guys who win, if you will private message me your address that you want me to mail the DVDs to. I'll get, like I said, I'll get those off later in the mail this week. Let's see, okay. The second one is Robert Rodier. Okay, go Robert. Robert Rodier picked Billy Wilder. Again, Robert has been one of our members. Robert is our great casting guru. He's the one who really aces it when you go to cast. When you're speculating about what if, who would be right to play a role in the movie. Robert just pretty much always nails it. Okay, let's see. Number 3. Sharon Walker. Okay, go Sharon. Sharon Walker picked Hitchcock. All right, really great choice. Congratulations, Sharon. Send me your, private message me your address. All righty. Okay, and the last but not least, Mela Renard. Okay, John Huston, Mela Renard. So the first name that we picked out of the hat, out of the bowl, let me see. First name out of the hat was, let's see, Linda. So Linda, I will be sending you the quote deluxe special edition of Django Unchained. The other 3 winners, Robert, Mela, and Sharon, you will get the regular DVD copy, and I will be, Todd, I'll be sending you the copy of Roger Ebert's book in a few days. So congratulations to everybody who won. Thank you for entering the contest. It really meant a lot to me, and it was a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing a couple of other contests coming this fall, so if you didn't win today, don't despair or anything. We're going to have a contest in October, and then another contest in November, both dealing with movies and books. So, stay tuned for that. And much thanks to you all, and congratulations, and thanks for making Movie Magic Mesmerize Me such a great movie love place to visit. And I'll be sharing the link for everybody below if you want to go there and become a member. Thanks a lot, and congratulations.